Hello everyone, VJ's Pretty back again with another deck review. This is one of the latest from Illusionist, and for a change, there is actually a charitable component. This is the first time Illusionist has done that. Fear 11 has done that several times now. The front of the tuck case, this is the Killer Bees, by the way. The front of the tuck case says Killer Bees, and at the bottom it says EXB underscore 12-40/S. No idea what in the hell that means. And you see a bee, and it's all in gold foil and a kind of a matte tuck stuff, I guess. On the side you see what looks like honeycombs, but there's also chemical symbols, which is pretty interesting. On the other side, more of the same. The top, it's just plain cards with a honeycomb. Bottom, barcode and illusionist information. And the back, more of the same. And it lines up with the flap, as you can see. No seal, more of the same on the flap. And here we get a couple of bees. So lots of gold foil and whatnot. Looks pretty nice. I believe this and the other Bumblebee deck were both designed by whoever the creator is of the Prohibition decks. They have remained nameless for some reason. And I think, judging by what I'm seeing, that they might have also been involved with the Sleepers deck, but I'm not 100% sure. So inside you get a ad card, information card. It has Illusionist playing cards on there. You see a honeycomb pattern in white. And it says established 2001. On the other side, it has a quote from Albert Einstein. It says, "If the bee disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would only have 4 years of life left. No more bees means no more food, no more pollination, no more plants, no more animals, no more man." And I think it's a powerful quote, and it's very important that we do something about the bees and what's happening with the bees. I'll get into that in just a bit. I think it's great that Illusionist is getting behind this. And heck, I think, the Penguin Magic Honeybees deck also is related to that, and I think it's great to see people getting behind that. Why not? So again, another card, it's an informational card. It says, Beemageddon. 10 million hives wiped out in the past 6 years. You need to see bees exactly the same as crops. Bees are more necessary to growing food than tractors are. We are dependent on their ability to pollinate the food we need to eat. Completely dependent. We should be bowing down to thank the honeybee every day we find ourselves alive. Instead, we load their little bodies with a witch's brew of pesticides that have caused CCD, which is colony collapse disorder. Whole hives are wiped out almost instantly. We are making headway toward fixing the issues and understanding it, but the little bees need all the help they can get. Illusionist has designed the Killer Bees deck to bring support to the honeybee. 10% of profits of all Killer Bee decks will be donated to honeybees everywhere via, I believe that's IUCN.org. So, it's definitely a great cause, and kudos to them for doing that. The back is the back design. It's honeycomb in yellow on the black, which really pops. I like yellow on black. We see some bees in the corner, which, if you don't look at the wings, don't see the wings, look like a cob of corn or something. But, whatever. The jokers are pretty interesting. It says Joker in the corners, it's all yellow. This one says Killer Bee, and you see a circle of life. It starts off at the beehive, it goes out, pollinates a flower, comes back at a hive. Then this guy, the beekeeper, catches them. This guy kills them, and they're dead. The other one is the appropriate cycle. It says honeybee, and it's the same thing up until here, and then they make honey, and everyone's happy. Everyone's eaten, so it's all good. The Ace of Spades doesn't say anything, just a spade pip. Interesting geometric shape. And it's got honeycombs within it. And the bee, it's in white. Spades and clubs are in white. Hearts and diamonds are in yellow, in case you haven't guessed it. And look at the quote cards here. Pretty interesting. Lots of geometric shapes and patterns. Some honeycomb in some of them. Oops. So they're pretty cool. Obviously not the coolest, but again, they kind of remind me of the sleeper deck a little bit. Number cards, again, custom pips and indexes and everything. They really put those pips close together. I mean, if they were any closer together, they'd be mating. That's a little bit ridiculous. They got all this space. Why not use it? I'm not a big fan of people putting pips close together, but maybe part of it is just the beehive aspect or whatever. I don't know, but anyways, you get the idea with that. These cards seem to have a pretty thin stock. I mean, look how flexible that is. I'd say it's probably an aristocrat stock, judging by how thin it feels. And, you know, the standard Ericus and Finis. As far as the backs are concerned, it's not quite on par with the Bumblebee deck, and it's also not quite on par with the Honeybee deck from Penguin Magic, but they're not bad. I mean, they're pretty simple, but I like them, and almost would have been better if they were borderless, really. They did make the borders pretty thin, though, although they're not too even. I'll say 4 out of 5 for the back design. It's not, you know, it's not the SW deck, that's for sure. It's not that bad. But again, there's some that are better. The faces, pretty interesting. I like the Jokers and whatnot. The artwork's pretty interesting. The pips are a little bit too close together, leaving a lot of blank space. But they're still pretty interesting. I will say again 4 out of 5. Handling wise, seems to be pretty good. I haven't used it a whole lot. Again, I'll say 4 out of 5. Overall, I'm going to say 4.25 out of 5. Pretty nice deck. And it's for a great cause, so why not? Get some in your collection, use them, whatever. Obviously, it's a black deck. There's going to be some chipping issues, so you might want to buy a couple extras. But anyways, that is that. You can get them at Illusionist. Don't forget to check out collectiblepointcards.com and use the code VTOSAFE32. They get 10% off your order. And as always, I want to thank Mike and Collectible Point Cards for sponsoring me and helping out my channel. And it means a lot. That is that. Comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.